The most stunning comeback was the all-timer in College Station, biggest comeback in A&M history, which was the fact that they found themselves down 30-3 was astounding to begin with. Dusty Dvorak, who was with us on SportsCenter Friday night, was on the call with Dave Passion. We talked about that. We talked about all the games this weekend. He made a great point that he thought of the two teams in the SEC on the road that were small dogs, Oklahoma and Texas, it was far more important for Oklahoma to win because they really didn't have a big-time dub that they could point at and go, look at that one. I said, Tennessee? Yeah, but you win this one, and now you really got something. Well, we'll get to how they got that. But I get a text from Dusty at halftime. He said, nothing, I'm paraphrasing, nothing in the walkthrough, in the conversation, nothing pointed to this. And this, at the half, 30-3, A&M's down. And they've got a great resume. They've looked complete. Marcel Reed's been great. They turned it over a bunch today. I believe it was 4 times they did. That conspired. But I want to give South Carolina a ton of credit for how they played. And, man, they've done this a number of times. They leave there 3-7. They had Bama on the ropes. They got A&M on the ropes. I mean, shit, it's a knockout. If that's a fight, 30-3, you probably got the ref coming in going, that's all she wrote. They didn't win either game. And it's a lot of A&M. You score in the second half quickly, inside about 4 minutes, Reed touchdown pass. You get a stop on a 4th and 1, and then you score again quick. Now, all of a sudden, now you could see a path, right? Now you can see a path. Fast forward to it's 31-30. A&M's put themselves in front, get the ball back. They're going in, and everybody's giving Colin Klein his flowers, and he's doing an awesome job. Former K-State quarterback, OC. You got Elko signing a 10-year extension. You got everything lined up. You got your coach, your OC. Everybody's got it all alignment. What a comeback. Gig 'em Aggies. Sing the war hymn. Then they around and run some nonsense trick play from the 1. What are you doing? Why? You throw a backwards pass and South Carolina plops on it, and that was one of those, had that led to a loss, would have been a lot to explain. As it turns out, it didn't. You've heard Stanford Steve talk so much about how Elko brings pressure, disguises pressure. I want to say it was 2nd and 1 after Sellers hit, I think it was Nick Harbor, on a 4th down, and then they gain about 9. It's like 2nd and 1, and A&M brings pressure. They get the sack, and then they bring pressure again and get a second sack. Now it's 4th down and forever. And South Carolina turns it over on downs, and A&M can celebrate a victory after they got too cute for their own good. You're on the 1. You got a really good O-line, and you got a defense in South Carolina that had been excellent, but the weight of the day felt like it had essentially cracked them, if not broken them. You managed to let it squirt through your fingers, but then in the end, that defense from A&M gets the stop. Biggest comeback in school history, and you can exhale. Because it's the kind of thing where when you have wiggle room, you just don't want to squander it. On your home field is a 17-point favorite at 18, whatever it was. You're a 3-score favorite on your home field. And I get it. It's noon. Actually, it's 11 your time. And Kyle Field's always going to be Kyle Field. But, man, you guys were feeling it at halftime. But what great teams do, what do we always talk about? What A&M sign up for? 60. That's what the best teams do. And they figured out a way to win. Don't turn the ball over. Maybe you don't put yourself in that kind of hole, but, man, South Carolina played as good a first half as you can play. Like, perfect half of football. And I saw on social media, like, people giving Beamer shit walking off the field for going nuts. What's he supposed to do? Act like you've been there before? Man, you're 3-6. You're playing a number 3, unbeaten on the road, and you're whipping their ass. I have zero issue with that man walking off the field and imploring his group. None. Now, I mean, it becomes a meme or whatever after the fact, but that's a great half, and I had no issue with that. I did have an issue with the cop with Nick Harbor, and I mean, that turned into a thing. I actually know Nick. He's from this area. 6'5", 245, one of the fastest humans at that size on planet Earth. And they've kind of figured him out, unlocked some this year. If he catches it moving and you're even with him, well, what's the old line? If I'm even and I'm leaving, you're not catching that cat. And he ends up running up the tunnel and then, runs into the officer. And nothing but respect for police. My brother was a cop, man. I get it. It's a hard job, this or that. But what are we doing? I'm not trying to pile on because, I guess the guy got sent home and everybody's calling for his job. I'm not calling for his job. I'm just saying, for God's sake, man, don't be a tough guy. Guy's wearing a uniform. Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? Anyway, hell of a comeback. Hell of a comeback. You don't squander any of your capital that you've worked so hard to earn. And now you prove to yourself you can win a game like that if need be. Didn't have that as a possibility. Dusty, talking about teams leading into it, didn't have it as a possibility. And they end up happy in College Station after that victory.